Hello, my friends, family. Finally, we are kind of settled in this paradise, new place. It's home of our friend Anna, who is now in California, and we are babysitting her place. It was quite neglected because somebody else was here, which didn't take care of the garden, which is really beautiful garden. Cannot show you that place yet because it's really a mess that is being now brought up to life again. Anyway, so after a week of rest, if you can call it, working like a slave, here is another video about health and another question that was asked and is asked often. And I have kind of answered it a few times, but there are particular things which are happening to people now, and as more and more people are making attempt on the protocol, then these questions keep coming up with slight differences. And this particular one was like, Darko, I'm on this on your protocol here already for 8 months, and everything was happening more or less the way you explained, and now I was feeling very good, and all of a sudden I did not eat anything out of normal food that I was eating regularly now, and I got this attack of diarrhea suddenly. Some people say, well, I was feeling great, and all of a sudden, for no reason, I got very emotional, I started crying, or things of this nature. So after going through the initial change of starting the protocol, changing the diet, start hydrating, absorbing a lot of plasma, raising the plasma levels, blood levels actually, in the body to satisfactory level, so then all the cleansing mechanisms can engage. And we go into first stage of cleansing, which is cleansing basically of the blood and lymphatic system. And then as we cleanse, which is usually within 2 weeks already, third week, blood is fairly clean if you follow the protocol correctly. Then symptoms seems to go away, and all of a sudden, the end of the third week or fourth week, the symptom return, and they can get even worse. So this is the part when cells start hydrating. Remember, as the blood is cleansing, less and less toxic stuff is floating in it. So what do the cells do? They relax. What do telomeres do? They relax, they elongate. So there is more vibration being sensed, more information is being processed. Body starts adjusting on a cellular level to the environment. Now it is clean environment. And all of a sudden, as the cells relax, remember, cells, they're like sponges, full of holes. It's a semi-permeable membrane. And as the membrane relaxes, it opens up. And now the regular flow of lymph that goes through them, it starts cleansing more stuff out of the cell. It's still not, we are still not talking about the active osmotic pressure and cleansing. We are talking still about passive flow cleansing, but now cells are relaxed, membranes are relaxed, they open up. As toxicity starts coming in, membrane, the cell start cringing. So the membrane closed down, the opening within membrane shrink, they start getting smaller. So less plasma can go in, less dirt can come out, less flow through the cell. Now it's reverse mechanism. So blood becomes cleaner, so the cells start relaxing, and as they relax, more flow goes in, more dirt comes out. Now this pollutes blood. As soon as blood gets polluted, as the pollution increases, but now it's not sudden, it's subtle, it is all of a sudden, pow, toxin comes. So the cells cringed again, and they prevent the cleansing until the blood gets cleaned again. So the cellular cleansing process, it is timely process, and more polluted on cellular level we are, the longer will this process continue. And after the initial toxic offload, which is usually in a second phase, it's usually about 2 weeks, 12 days. And then things start getting better and better because, again, we are not talking about a deep cellular cleanse. We are just talking still about a superficial cleanse being created now by increased flow of plasma because of lymph, because the membranes, cellular membranes have relaxed, they opened up a little bit. So better flow, more garbage comes out. There are a variety of toxins influencing the membranes openings, the working. And these toxins, well, very often I hear colleagues saying, what toxins are you talking about? We don't see any toxins in the blood. Well, we are talking about toxic frequencies. Always remember that through the Bologna science we are being told in our indoctrination centers called schools or universities, we are being misled. And we are not being told the fundamental basic truth, which is that everything there is made of conscious energy. And what we call this reality is simply manifestation through a robot that was created for this purpose. Has sensors and reacts to frequencies, has a program that converts certain frequencies into visible object of light. Certain frequencies it turns into into ways they get processed by the sensors of the body, being it touch, being it smell, being it sound, being it light. Those are all sensors that are installed in this robot, just to be able to experience this creation. And every creation is different for each one of us, because we all create our universes based on the basic program which we have accepted. It's accepted by I am, the One, which is the true creator. It's not a biblical bearded God that is human. It is part of everything there is. And that creator is a conscious energy. So everything vibrates. And the original frequency, tuned properly, that was created to, the response to the programs that were created, will keep everything healthy. Diseases do not exist. They are not curse of a God. Yeah, well, biblical God, yeah. But who is the biblical God? It's a human consciousness. And so is the devil. And there is that fight, left and right, brain, bipolarity. I explained on the food, because this is something that is the easiest kind of for us to understand. It doesn't matter what type of thing you call food you put in front of you. Is it meat? Is it fruit? Is it a vegetable? Doesn't matter. They all have, in the correct frequency, which I call the God-created frequency, they have particular attributes. They have certain look to them, they have certain smell to them, they have certain consistency to them, certain taste to them if you taste them. And what determines all this are frequencies. And these are correct frequencies, vibrating correctly. Runs through the program, manifested through your senses, and this is how you see them. So now, animals in the nature, they consume the correct frequencies. They consume food the way they find it. Well, we are too smart for this, so we basically start to heating it up. We start liking how it smells, how it tastes. So what does that tell us once when we understand that basically it's all about frequency? When you start heating up things, you will notice that smell changes, which means frequency has shifted. And now, through your program, when it runs this frequency, it is being manifested differently. Through sense of smell, it changed the smell. Then if you touch it, you will notice it changed consistency. When you look at it, it's changed color. Those are all changes of frequencies which are then interpreted through the programming and manifested through your senses, so you experience them this way. Now, what do we know from experiments? Like Peter, I cannot recall his name now, Zagariev or something like this, who took a salamander, put salamander, and behind salamander put frog eggs, and then ran a light, laser, through the salamander into frog eggs. And when frog eggs hatched, they turn into salamander. They are very close in vibration, and the influence, the picked up frequencies from the salamander were pushed into the frog's eggs and created a change. The closer is the source of frequency to genetic material, the faster and stronger will be the influence on this genetic material to change. I explained this with the mother and child. Well, a woman cannot have child, so adopts a child. And after a few months already, the child looks like a mother, starts getting the features. Why? Close proximity. Mother loves the child. And close proximity to the genetic material, the more impact it has. And shift occurs. We're just a robot. Everything is electromagnetic. This universe is electromagnetic. We are living in electromagnetic energetic field. And this electromagnetic force is being created through a sacred geometry, through a movement, which I explain in my articles, my quantum articles. But there's Greg Braden, does much better job at it. So understanding that it's all about frequency. And when we are cleansing frequency which is not in our alignment because it is out of tune. And here we go again to native Australians who say that everything sings its own song and you follow the song. So this is why I say that everything is orchestra and multiple instruments. And you can bring orchestra from the outside. You can bring violins and pianos and trumpets from the outside. But as long as they are tuned to the same frequency, they will continue maintaining the harmony of the music. Translated in frequencies through programming of our mind, of our brain, well, they will keep you healthy because you will vibrate correctly. But once when you change the frequency, now you bring in some violins which are tuned to different octave. Even though they play the same song, it sounds like crap because it's out of sync. Well, this is what then becomes toxic material in our body. And when it's out of sync, then it can easily shift weak points of our vibration. And I manage, I explain things that we are being told always in the school. Well, your immune system is good. You have enough white blood cells, immunoproteins or immunoglobulins, so that you are okay. Well, how come you are okay when you can cut yourself a little bit you can get paper cut and you get infected and it starts getting pus, and then if you don't put antibiotic, you can get sepsis, you can die from it. It doesn't happen in animal world. It happens only with us stupid humans. Why? Because we are so indoctrinated that even when we observe, we separate ourselves. So we say, well, that's animal. They are different. Dog chews on old carcass, he finds some bone, never gets problems. Now you have piece of meat in refrigerator, start smelling a little bit, this is bacteria, this is toxic, I cannot have it because it's going to make me sick. It's not going to make you sick. But then again, yes, it will make you sick if you think it will make you sick. Because now you are creating toxic energy, toxic frequency. So it's not only what you absorb from, we call, on the outside, the messages that you receive, it's the messages you create. They have the same value. Run through the processor, run through your senses, and as you can heal yourself, you can also kill yourself simply with your thought. So when you are in a protocol, and these toxic frequencies are not only in your cells, they're in your aura, auric field. This is your electromagnetic field. Everything that comes in gets recorded, and it stays, imprint stays unless you erase it. You erase it by letting it go. As long as you dwell on it, you are not erasing it. You are actually giving it more power. So we have to learn, manage our thoughts. So you can, after 3 weeks, you can have blood clean enough so the membranes open, you start cleansing on a cellular level, toxicity from the cells come, pow, closes you down again. Symptoms show up again. And then you cleanse more or less the cell. Again, you cannot make deep cellular cleanse unless you engage the osmotic pump, and it will not be engaged as long as there is a toxicity in the blood. And this toxicity can be coming from your cells or from the environment around you, from the air, from the food, from the stuff you drink, or toxic thoughts, toxic emotions that you create as a reaction on your experiences. So engaging the cellular pump is not so easy, and this is why doctors Beck's pulsar, a blood electrifier, is such a fabulous little machine, because you put it on and it overrides all the sensors. So it starts forcing production of potassium within cells, thickening the intracellular liquid to start absorbing the less dense plasma from the blood circulation. And this is how osmotic system works, cellular osmotic system. But when you put pulsar, even toxic elements which normally would stop osmotic pump because cells does not want to ingest them, well, now they will come in. So you have to be particular of what you eat. You should be eating clean so you don't pollute yourself. And definitely no medication. If you take medication while you are using pulsar, you can kill yourself. And I'm not talking about pharmaceutical only. I've heard of doctors who were naturopaths, they were working also with plants, and they kill their patients by giving them pulsar and having them on medicinal plants. We have to understand that plants are toxic and they have medicinal influence on us because of frequencies that they have. But you don't take medicines when you're healthy. So you can be on protocol a year. I am basically drinking plasma more than 20 years. I don't drink water without salt, sea salt, for over 20 years. Everything, every water I take is with sea salt. Not because I have to, but I'm still trying to figure out if there is any danger of having too much salt for too long of a time. And it is more and more obvious that it doesn't present any problem. Actually, it is good, because every time I am close, you see, my wife does the same thing. And a few weeks ago, we had a couple. They were triple vaxxed. And after they left, my wife and I, we got diarrhea for 3 days. Because when you're hydrated well, your body eliminates those frequencies. You absorb them from the environment, from jabbed guy or people. They interfere with your system, but then your body cleanses them out if it has enough plasma. Minerals contain the correct frequencies, and in a seawater, in a sea salt, they are all the minerals of this planet. So you have all the frequencies necessary. So with the drinking plasma, you come very close with these minerals to a genetic system. And it is part of the cleansing process. It basically starts to change the frequencies or eliminate the wrong resonating frequencies. This is why there is no cleanse without sea salt. It's always marginal. There's no real cleanse. Yes, you can put hang crystals on your ear, on your nose, on your wherever you want, but nothing comes close to sea salt. These plants, they will flourish now when we start giving them some sea salt. Forget about costly garbage you buy packaged as a fertilizer, special fertilizer. We had this experience with our friend. I don't know how much money she spent on a bag of this special fertilizer for our plants. And we give sea salt in a water to our pets, and what they don't drink during the day, next day we throw where plants are. And our plants are thriving better than plants of our friends with these expensive fertilizers. It's all about mineral. So you could be in a process of feeling good, but you are still continuing cleansing. You are feeling good because your toxins are manageable, and because you are providing your body with everything it needs, so it does not have to alert you with pain or discomfort that it needs something, because we are disconnected. We have no idea what's happening in our body. Animals do. We don't, because we have separated ourselves. And this way, if you just keep providing everything that the body needs, then it doesn't have to alert you. This is why pain goes away very rapidly. So it will be happening that you are quietly cleansing, now 2nd year, and all of a sudden something triggers particular frequency detox. It could be something you hear, something you experience, and it may trigger subconsciously release of the toxic emotion that you have created on a similar situation. And it comes into your consciousness now. And body goes into cleanse if it has enough plasma. And you break out in diarrhea, or you break up crying. You don't know why. You just have this emotional outburst. You can break in fever. It all depends what toxin came and which way the body is programmed to get rid of it. It's all programs. We don't understand everything. But if you understand the base, if you understand the foundation of creation, then you can much easier go and build the blocks to understand what's going on. Going from the roof and trying to check what is underneath, this is always failure. Cannot get there. You have to start on the base. But how can you start when you have never been told anything about the base? We never hear anything about frequency other than electricity and household utilities that run on 50 or 60 hertz. But what about the vibration of the nature of our body? It's all of it is electromagnetic and runs on frequencies. So if you feel good and all of a sudden you have outburst and sudden symptoms of cleansing, well, don't get scared. Celebrate. Say, oh, whew, another one is being eliminated. And you will feel better once when this goes away, because this was something that was interfering and it was subconscious, so you were not aware of it. But you were aware of pain. And always was, and after this cleanse ups, wow, this pain is gone. These frequencies interfere with proper electromagnetic resonance of the body. And every time there is a problem, there is a little resistance to a resonance, it is interpreted by our program like a discomfort, pain, depression, all kinds of things. We have to cleanse. So, how long is a cleanse? Who knows? I'm on a protocol for a long time, and just a few months ago, I had this huge outburst that completely blocked me. I'm cleansing something, I don't know what. It's not important as long as it goes out. And after that I felt great. Now again, I'm getting jammed because I'm absorbing the frequencies also of my patients, my clients. And I don't spend enough time releasing them. So hopefully in this new environment, it is going to be much easier for me to release and tune myself. So my body suffers less. Don't be hooked on a time issue. Don't think, okay, well, I'm on a protocol already 2 months, and I still feel this and that. How long will it take? Who knows? Nobody knows how long it will take you to deal with a situation, because it's all up to you, how you handle the problem, how you get to release the toxic stuff from your body. And again, remember, those are frequencies. So immerse yourself with the good frequencies. Listen to a soothing music. Expose yourself to a sunlight. Take the shades off. Absorb all the frequencies. Don't put any creams on you. Yeah, olive oil, coconut oil, it's fine. But no synthetics. Don't block any frequencies. And this way you help your body to go and tune itself. We are hooked onto grounding, barefoot on. Well, that's only one little piece of it, and it's not big deal. Everything has to click together. Once when you understand that it's all about how you perceive the world around you, what emotions you are creating, how to get rid of the bad emotions, be happy. Forgive everything to everybody. And you will be releasing the toxic stuff. So forget about time. Enjoy when you feel good. When you feel bad, remember it's a toxicity, needs to be cleansed, or it's probably in cleansing mode. Keep drinking plasma and think positive. Thank you for being here. Love you all.